Assalamu alaikum and good evening. Welcome to another episode of Health is Wealth. I am your host, Hzw Riaz. Okay, now today's program is going to, I promise you it's going to be really, really interesting, because today we're going to be talking about mental health, the importance of mental health, what it means to you in your life, and how actually you can learn those skills that can change your mindset, change the way you approach relationships, your health, so many things going on. And this is going to be really, really valuable and priceless discussion, I promise you that. Today we have with us in the studios Dr. Khalid Mahmood, who is a mental health counsellor. He is an international inspirational speaker, leadership expert, relationship coach, amongst many other things. Thank you very much for joining us here today.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now, Dr. Khalid, I'm going to ask you this question. Do people really, pay enough attention to their mental health, to how important it is, and what are the things they are actually doing that is making things worse for them?
If you ask me that do the people are paying any attention, I think no. People are not paying any attention towards your mental health. Nowadays people think that your health is only a physical health. On medical issues you can talk about. You go by the tests and reports and medicines and pills and all that, or injections. But I say that the main thing which actually drives your life, the main thing which makes your life happy, healthy and wealthy, that is your mind. And that is the most neglected area in our society. We don't think that how important the mental health is. So there are so many ways that if you just start learning them, and your half of the diseases would be over. If you just start thinking that how your mind works,
right?
What is the importance of your mind and what is the importance of your mental health. If you understand only this concept, I tell you, you are on the journey to a healthy life.
That is, that's a huge statement. I mean, if somebody really takes notice of that, they will understand that how important this is. Okay, now you're saying mind. What exactly is the mind?
Okay, there are, normally what we call about mind, mental, brain. First, understand that our body has got two parts as far as mind and brain is concerned. The brain is a physical part of your body. Which you can touch, which you can open up, see it, and whatever you do it. But mind is the part which is actually driving your life, and that is the frequencies of that brain. Those are the thoughts which you call, those are the concepts, the ideas, whatever is coming out of that physical brain, that is your mind. And if you understand that how that mind works actually, that is the point where you start a new journey. And this is yes, it is a huge statement, and I maintain that.
Right.
Because these words have got a long experience behind that. I have traveled all over the world to learn this. I have went through intense research. I went through my own personal experiences, and then I am giving this statement that your whole life is actually being controlled by your mind. And starting from this word, you can take on any discussion on that.
Okay, so are we all, some basic questions, just because we're all, many of us are laymen and we do not, we don't know the specifics. Is everyone born with the same mind? Does it develop after a child is born? What goes on? What are the influencing factors?
The most important question, it's not a basic question, it's a very important question, because everybody wants to know that what all is this. But I tell you, the God, Creator, Allah has created all of us with the same qualities. We all have a brain. We all have the complete physical body. Then when we get into this world, so first 7 years of a child, those are actually its programming. Okay, for example, to make it more easy, I don't want to get into the terminologies, but I just tell you that you have got an iPhone. You just opened up an iPhone.
Right.
And you open it up and you just put it on. And you can see lots of icons on it. You can just move around and all these things which you use, the messaging and the calls and the videos and all that. And you go into some of the icons where you want to listen few music and some tunes, and you find nothing is there. So why it's that? Because somebody would tell you, because it has to be first downloaded something.
Okay.
It has to have something behind it to run it in the front. So when a child is born, so just like that iPhone, there is a one programming which has been given by the creator, and the rest of the thing has to be downloaded.
That's very interesting. I love that analogy.
Okay.
Right.
Got. So the first programming is that any human being comes on this world as a child, he has been programmed for two things. One is that height of fear of height he has got, because it has been born on a nature of survival. You have to survive.
Right.
Okay, so that is being already programmed in you, that you will have a fear of height, and then the fear of sound, you know, when that goes high, so you see your child is like that, from where it learned.
Very true.
Because that came with the programming. Now the rest of the things have to be downloaded now. Rest of the things have to be programmed in them, in the children. So who are the programmers actually? Programmers are the surrounding of that child. The parents, the brothers, the siblings, the sisters, the people around whom he is, you know, moving, you know, people are talking to him, he's listening things, he's smelling things, he's touching things. So the child's first 7 years are those programming years. And if in first 7 years, whatever the programming has been done, that has gone into its unconscious mind.
Okay.
And first remember that you're actually the whole life is controlled by your unconscious mind, not conscious mind. Conscious mind is something which is a creative mind, which goes for mathematical analysis and doing things. And as I'm talking to you, so I'm talking with my conscious mind. I'm creating words.
Right.
But the way I'm sitting, the way I'm behaving, the way my body language is, what expressions I'm giving you, and what we are going to do with this talk, that is unconscious mind.
Okay.
So 95% of your life is controlled by unconscious mind. Only 5% life is controlled by your conscious mind.
And how many people realize that?
No.
5?
Again, those 5.
5%
Again, yeah.
is by your conscious, and 95 is by your
95%.
unconscious.
Yeah, unconscious
That's a
mind.
huge number.
It is a huge number.
Yeah, so how do you... So the unconscious mind, okay, is working behind the scenes, where we do not actually realize, or maybe we may not be mindful of this fact, that the way I am behaving or the way I react to certain situations is because there's something else going on somewhere which I don't know about.
You're not aware of it.
Right.
Okay, let me make you more easy for you to really understand, and when you today get this concept and this go along, okay? Anything which we speak, listen, hear, that goes through your conscious mind.
Right.
I'm talking, you're listening, you're analyzing, and then it is going to an unconscious.
Okay.
But first 7, when I said there was no conscious mind, the unconscious mind was wide open. Anything happening around it is simply going into the unconscious mind.
Okay.
So that is why we say the child is so easy to program.
They're like sponges.
Like sponges.
Absorbing everything.
Now, see another effect. Now you are an adult, okay? You put a gate on unconscious mind, of your conscious mind now.
Right.
So you will not let anything go inside your unconscious mind what has already been planned and programmed.
Okay.
So if I want to give you some concept, the first thing you're going to just protest with me, okay, how you're saying this? Whether I'm saying right, wrong, you're not pushed with that. You would just say that, no. Because you had a belief of something, of everything rather.
Right.
The whole belief system has been already programmed in you, and your unconscious mind is just closed by your conscious mind. And the conscious mind is running with those already preconceived ideas and beliefs and everything, and whatever I'm saying, it's not sinking inside you.
The sinking in. I think that's very important,
Exactly.
this term that you have used.
Yeah.
Okay, so, you know, now you're telling us about the importance of the first 7 years of a child and what exactly is going on in their mind. So, you know, what then, of course, would be the next question, the most important question, is the role of the parents and the environment around to make sure that their child is getting the best, so to speak, downloads that are there to
I'll give you another example. You remember the old tape recorders?
Definitely.
It used to run the music and all that. Now you just push the button on and it is just running a music or something. And you didn't like that music. what you would do to change that music? Could you talk to that tape recorder that, okay, it's not a good music, change it, change it, change it? You cannot change that. It doesn't matter how many times you talk to that tape recorder. It is not going to change until you press the re-record button, you press the erase button, you do some process with that.
Right.
By just saying so, it won't change. So a child who has been already programmed in first 7 years, what as parents we do, we forget that we ourselves are programmed.
Right.
And I want to download my program into him. We are trying to do
That's
that
exactly
actually.
what's happening.
This is what's happening.
Yeah.
But you have to understand it that this is no way that we are going to program him the way we have been programmed. So you have to be aware of it, this thing.
Isn't that one of the main mistakes that many parents make with their children?
First thing would happen that whatever programming has been done to me, I want to simply download that into my child.
Okay.
Not knowing that what programming I have been programmed was right or wrong. What I felt this is right, I said this is right. What I felt this is wrong, I said this is wrong. But as a matter of fact, that was not the truth. If that was the truth, then my life would have been different. My life is going in a particular way if I'm not doing good in my health, if I'm not doing good in my relationship, if I'm not doing good in my day-to-day life. And I am not thinking that where is something wrong, that something wrong is with your previous programming, which was done to you. And the same we are going to give it to our child. So the point is you need an awareness that what to download in that child, one. Second, what are the skills required to download that program in the child? What are the ways and means and techniques and knowledge we need to change the program if it has already been programmed? So this is the point where parents, we need to think upon.
Think upon, okay. So what should we be doing for our children then? We have a young child, you know, life goes on, this social media has such an impact. Things are different to, say, you know, a couple of decades ago and things now. A child is exposed to a lot of information.
Exactly.
So what should the parents' role be there?
First understand that we have talked about the child already has been programmed for 7 years. Now he is exposed to the social media and society and so many things around him. But remember, he is doing everything in relation to the programming which he already had. So far so good, you understood? Now actually what we want to do is that if something wrong has been programmed before, we want to change it. And if that is changed, the whole result would change.
Right.
For example, why you are like this the way you are. You are also being attacked by social media. You are also being attacked by so many pressures all around the world and society and people. But you are going in your own way. Nobody can get into your thought process. Why? Because you were programmed like that in that time.
Right.
The same pressures you are going through and you are not being affected by them because your programming was strong. You were told that, look, this is your pathway, you don't have to go from this right way. This is right, this is wrong. So now it doesn't matter what is attacking you, you are going on your own way. Right or wrong? This is what it is.
Direction.
So now there are two ways our unconscious mind learns. One is that habitual way and second is a repetition.
Okay.
If you adopt the right way to program your child, I am using again and again this program word that is just for learning purpose. Okay? If we can talk something else about it. But the thing is that first thing that if you want to put some idea in the unconscious mind of your child, so you need to speak the language of the brain.
Okay.
Every human being has its own brain language. If I'm talking to you right now, we are in a discussion, and I talk in my way, so I might not affect you. But if I talk with the language of your brain, so it is going to again sink inside you.
Then again, we're talking about connectivity.
Connectivity. So that starts with your, first of all, building a rapport with your child.
Ah, yes.
If your rapport is not there, you sit for hours and hours and days and nights, you will not get a breakthrough.
Right.
So first thing is rapport. Second thing is connection. Third thing is repetition. Fourth thing is making him things again and again and again and again.
Okay.
Repetition of the things, because your unconscious mind only accepts the information, it cannot reject the information. Your conscious mind can reject, your unconscious mind cannot.
It's
is just
storing
coming
it unconditionally.
unconditionally.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Right, now that we're talking about, we're going to move to other aspects as well. As we're talking about children, it's a very important thing, because the child will, of course, go on to become an adult, which will, have relationships, and many things. We'll come to the relationship part as
Yeah,
well. It's very,
most
very
important.
important. What I wanted to say is that if we talk about life now, and life, say, about 20, 30 years ago, at that time, there may have been a different emphasis on morals, on values, on etiquettes, on empathy. Things were not so moving so quickly as we find now. The role models, and as you're saying, who is downloading and where it's coming from. Tell us about that.
Look, again, the beautiful question. I tell you, you said that our mind actually is being attacked by, in other words, but so many areas and people and things that which are getting programming and downloading. But first understand that what actually our mind needs. There are real needs of mind, and there are things which we are feeding in.
Okay.
These are two different things.
Right.
Your real need of mind is compassion. Your real need of mind is values. Your real need of mind is love. Your real need of mind is beauty. Your real need of mind is peace.
Acceptance.
Acceptance. Many, many things. Okay? These are the real needs. We forgot that what actually our mind needs, but we started pouring in what is not needed there. So that is why we are having problems. That is why we are going through the issues. You were talking about gratitude before the program. I loved that concept. It is the most beautiful concept which I've ever heard, which I always emphasize upon. One is gratitude, and second is giving.
So
it is
true.
very much connected
So true.
with your mind food I am talking about. Mind food.
So important.
Okay, if you today start gratitude, you cannot put gratitude with the regret.
True.
Two are two different emotions. You cannot put them together. A person who is into a gratitude, he cannot be in a regret.
That's very true.
Okay, he cannot be tense in that way. And the person who wants to take something, he has to give something back. And if you understand only this tip, this food of your mind, from today onward, you just start thinking, okay, I hear word gratitude, shukr every day, but I've never gone into the depth and science of that what does it mean. So today make it a point that this is your real life, gratitude and giving. Start giving these two things and see how your life starts changing. And now these values we are talking about. Your next part of the question, that from where we are being programmed, because now today we talk about coaches, we talk about counselors. So who our coach used to be? Our father, grandfather, grandmother. Those were our coaches. We never gave them the name of coaches, but those were our coaches.
Yes.
And when something is told to you by your coach, that sinks inside you.
Yeah.
And we have been keep taking all those things. But what we have done today, that we have lost those coaches. And how we lost those coaches, because a generation and generation passed, and now the coaches like us, parents, we ourselves don't know anything. How can we teach to the children?
That's so true.
We don't know communication skills. We don't know how to deal with the child. We don't know what to program. We don't know what to download on him.
Which means we're confused ourselves.
We are confused ourselves. This is the most important thing. So if I am not available to my child, the simple thing that
he's going
from
to learn
where
from
he is going to learn, he is going to learn from somewhere else.
True.
So the world is big. Everything is on palm of your hand. Good, bad, ugly, beautiful, whatever it is over here. Everything is accessible.
Absolutely.
On one click, he can enter into altogether a new world. On another click, he can enter into altogether new world. So who can actually handle it? The person who is more and more close to him.
Exactly. The
accessible to
influencing.
him.
Absolutely. Right, we're going to get back to this. Right now we're going for a break, so don't change the channel. See you later. Okay, welcome back to the program. And, you know, as I told you, there would be so much here in today's episode for everyone. And I'm really also learning so much from Dr. Khalid as well. You know, he spoke about mind food. He spoke about, you know, the subconscious and the sort of unconscious and the conscious mind that we really don't know about. We're living our life and we act in a certain way, but we really don't know why we are programmed in a certain way. It's really, really interesting. Okay, before we went to the break, we spoke about gratitude, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, I'd like to also share with my viewers that I went through a recent injury where I found that I had fractures of the wrists and I was bedridden and I couldn't move. And in that time of my life, I actually had the time to slow down.
Exactly.
To slow down and to actually think about all those things that had been taken for granted every single day, every single hour, every single minute of my life. The things I was doing in routine, I was actually thinking, you know, when will be the time that I will be able to function normally?
Exactly.
That taught me so much. It taught me to be so grateful and to appreciate so many things. That in itself brought along this whole, as you said, the cycle of positivity and the good feeling about it. So many times we are prone to complain about situations and be unhappy with them. And then it seems that the more you complain, the worse you feel. You never feel any better by complaining.
Exactly.
So tell us, our viewers, about that.
You know, when you were talking, I was in that gratitude. You saw me, okay? Today, I just want to take you a little in outer world, and then I would bring you into the inside, so that you have a complete idea that what gratitude, how it affects you. Look, our mind is one thing, brain is one thing, body is one thing. Everything is interconnected.
Right.
Okay, and we only pay focus on a thing which is visible. Okay. We don't look in the behind the scene. We don't look at what is invisible. But this body has lot of things to do which are invisible to us. We have to look into that. You know, your body has been made by almost 70 trillion cells, and every cell has got its own memory. 70 trillion cells, and every cell has got its own memory, its own behavior, its own system. The whole one universe is in every cell, I tell you. Every cell has got another universe in that cell.
Amazing.
Understand this concept first. Look what we are feeding ourselves. Look what we are feeding our mind. So, as I talked before the break, that I said that the mind food and your actual cellular energy is made by that food. Look,
Amazing.
you just look at the things which you eat. That is a very one part of it. Rest of the things is frequencies, energies in which we work. This is I'm talking to you, I'm sending an energy to you. You are talking, you are sending an energy to me. And then that was translated into the words, and then it was translated into my belief and system that what you're talking about. So, gratitude is something which is an energy. A thought of gratitude, it is an energy which is produced in your thoughts. It goes into through your neurons to your every cell of your body and changes the every cell. It heals your system. It heals your body. It heals your internal, emotional, even wounds, which
Willpower.
cannot be actually healed by your medicine or anything. So the gratitude, it comes in Quran also.
Oh, yes,
that
definitely.
we call it a shukr. Every time shukr, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Why we say that? Anything said in Quran, anything said by Allah, anything in Hadith, it cannot be taken for granted that it was said by just like that. Today's science has gone thousands and thousands and thousand types of research and find one thing after so much of research, but that is already in the Quran.
Yes, absolutely.
Alhamdulillah, by saying this one word, I tell you this word, I tell you the whole neurology of your body would change.
Absolutely true.
Every system in your cell would be affected by that. And if you just start bringing this gratitude in your life, in everyday life, imagine that how much a change you will feel in your life. And I tell you, sometimes we don't pay attention to those things, but as you said that you went through some trauma or accident or whatever it is, that is again an indication that Allah wants you to get into towards His side. Allah wants you to get aware of that thing. Sometimes people keep telling you you don't understand, and one thing happens and boom, everything goes, something goes inside you.
Falls
You
into
understand.
perspective.
Exactly. And that when it comes from within you, the amount of change you would feel, that can never be by somebody else telling you.
Absolutely true.
So gratitude and giving. Again, I would add giving.
Giving.
That always start giving in terms of physical things, in terms of non-physical things. A very beautiful concept I have taken for myself, and since I have taken, I have got peace of mind. I've got my health back. I've got everything. One is, if you want to get love, care, money, good life, peace of anything you desire for yourself, you start giving it.
Aha.
It is going to come back to you, and it is going to come back to you multiplied, I'm telling you. People do understand it, people do smile on it, that okay, it's a good, but they don't do it actually.
True.
I always talk about to do it. Whether you understand, whether you believe, whether you don't believe, if somebody has got believe in me, I always tell to those people who believe in me, I say start giving. You start giving, forget about what is going to happen.
Unconditional.
Unconditional.
That's the main thing.
Of course.
Yeah,
You
unconditional.
start giving and see how things come back to you. This is a magic. I'm saying on this TV, this is a magic.
Right.
Start your gratitude, start giving. These two things you start doing in every day, see where your mental health goes.
That's absolutely true. Okay, you know, one thing that I thought was really interesting, what you're doing, relationship coach, because again, you know, I'm repeating myself, but there's a reason for that. We go back a couple of decades. It seems that relationships had a bit more sustenance, sustainability. They were more powerful. Nowadays, you see that relationships are being formed and then, you know, unfortunately, they fall apart very quickly. If we're the same people, you know, with the same sort of minds and everything, okay, it is being influenced by, you know, the times that has passed. Where are we going wrong? And as it comes to relationship advice, what is the advice that you give?
Beautiful question again. But I tell you, I'll not tell you the prototype answers. My answers are very specific,
Right.
and just to give you a breakthrough, because there are thousands of people are telling that how relationship can be improved and all that. I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to get into the science of achievement and art of fulfillment.
Art of fulfillment.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, making a relationship, living together, maybe through a science, but make it a happy relationship, peaceful relationship, joyful relationship is an art.
Very
So you need to learn that art. You will learn so many people talking about relationship in these terms that, okay, look, you start talking to your wife, you start talking to your husband, you should do this, you should do that, you should do. Who doesn't know that what are the requirements of a good relationship? Don't you know? Ask anyone. Everybody knows what are the requirements of a good relationship.
Yeah.
But why can't we do it then? The question comes here.
Exactly.
Then there is something missing inside us, that knowing all the things, we are unable to do that. So I'm going to bring you back to your belief system. I'm going to bring you back to your mind sciences, that how your mind works, how your thought process goes, what are your beliefs, what is your knowledge about this, how much you are aware. That is the reason that you know the things, but you are unable to do that. So you need to learn these skills to improve a relationship.
Right.
You need to learn the art to make a relationship great.
Okay.
And coming on to the people, I tell you, I openly say that our elders, the people from the previous generation, those were the great mind scientists, I tell you.
Think of old wives'
I'm
tales
telling
and
you,
the proverbs coming down.
those were the great mind scientists.
Such wisdom.
Exactly. One, they had a wisdom and they were aware. The era of information has, bombardment of the information has come over us in so many ways that actually we are not aware now. We have got information. This is an information era. We are not aware. We don't have a knowledge. We have information.
Exactly.
You write down a word on a Google, you find 25,000 results on our first page. But those all information, no wisdom, no knowledge, no awareness.
True.
So the people you are referring those were the people who knew those things. And the way your mother used to talk to you, everything used to just get into your brain and your unconscious in your body, and you used to do the same thing.
Yes.
Because she was aware in her own way. Although there wasn't any technology, but there was values, there were the way, there were skills which she learned from her mother. And those were coming heart by heart to them.
Right.
Now our hearts have gone. It has been replaced by mobiles. Our letters have been replaced by messages. And messages have been replaced by the icons and what you call them, I don't know what type
Too
of
much
thing.
is happening
much
too
is happening,
soon.
okay?
Yeah.
And we are going so fast that we don't have even a single minute for us.
True.
Okay?
True.
So the only thing missing is awareness.
Right. The awareness to actually be in the moment, to
Exactly.
understand what it actually is happening in your life,
Exactly.
Okay, another interesting thing that we spoke about before we started recording for the program. When we were having our discussion, I noticed that you were placing a lot of emphasis on words, specific words. When I would say something, you would say, okay, now let me define this first. Let's talk about this term that you've used. So the importance of words in not only just a person's own personality, but in their relationships as well, and the art of conversation. Tell us about that.
I'm really so excited today first that I'm enjoying this conversation, because this is the topic which is close to my heart. This is what I'm made of, this is what I talk, this is what I want to bring into the notice of the people, that how important these things are. Look, I'm not a word picker, by the way, or something that I'm insane that I pick the words. No, there's a science behind it again. Look, a word of your word can destroy or make your life.
So true.
A word of yours can destroy the life of your child or can make the life of your child.
Absolutely.
Your one word as a leader can destroy or make a complete nation. This is the importance of the word. Or your one word can make your relationship great, and one word can destroy it forever. This is the importance of the words. And we talk about that words are important, but we never think about that what is important, how to do that. I go to that step actually. That is why I was telling you, whenever you talk something, whenever you say something, whenever you ask something, pay attention to your words, what you're asking actually. Because your brain works on questions and answers. Every time we are thinking, actually we are thinking in questions and answers. So be aware of it, that what questions you're asking from yourself and from others. So why I was putting that much emphasis on your words, now I get to another level, that look, whatever you speak, before somebody else hears that, you hear yourself. I'm talking to you. Actually, when I'm talking, so I'm getting motivated myself by my words because I'm hearing it. It is going to my conscious mind. It is being analyzed. It is going to my unconscious mind. And unconscious mind putting the commands to my body. This is a cycle.
Right.
It is going on. Have you ever wondered that when I just start singing a song, by the way, over here, a sad song, and you first of all, you will see that I am going myself sad.
And everyone around you.
And everyone around me.
Yeah.
So what is that song? Words. Because your mind has association with every word. This is the most important part I'm going to tell you today.
Okay.
Every word has got a picture of that word in our mind. And every word has got a neuro association of your feeling with that word. When I call love, so you know what has gone inside you by just saying this word love. And if I say accident, you know what has gone immediately in the nanoseconds, something went inside you associated to that word. So every human, all of us have got neuro associations with specific words.
Right.
And we forget that whenever we repeat those words, actually we are playing with our mind. And whatever we are association which we have created before with that word, so that is affecting our body and health. So that is why I say that whenever you start speaking, always choose the right words, because those words are the energy actually. Another part of it is that they are the energy.
And another thing, because nobody can read your mind.
Exactly.
So what you're saying is exactly you're telling them what you're feeling. So that's
And
why they're so important.
How you would do that, the choosing of right words, once you will think in that way. Because a very famous saying, have you heard, you were telling me that it's always that always pay attention to your thoughts, because those become your words. And pay attention to your words, because those become your actions. And pay attention to your actions, because those become your habits. Pay attention to your habits, because those become your personality.
Yes.
And pay attention to your personality, because that is your destiny actually.
Of course.
Whatever you are,
of course,
you become that actually.
Right.
And from where that started, from a thought.
Yeah.
And where it went, in a words. And then the whole cycle started. These are very small little tools, techniques, or whatever you call it, awareness. If you start doing this, the whole, your neurology would change, and the whole system of your life would start changing. You don't need to get into a big things. You just bring small changes in.
In fact, exactly as you were saying, if you think back to your childhood or specific times of your life, with people who have made an impact on your life, many a times it's been something they said, whether it was good or whether it was bad.
Exactly.
You remember them for that reason.
And that covers that aspect of your child also, that first thing what you're going to tell him.
What you're going to tell them.
Because he is going to take it, simply.
Yeah.
Whatever you say him, you are a beautiful, he is going to feel that he's beautiful.
True.
You are going to say him, you are always a loser, he is going to believe it that I'm a loser.
True.
I coach people, I coach parents, I counsel parents, I coach kids. And maximum these children come to me. They are the one who have been programmed, who have been told by their parents, their peers, that you're not good enough. And
So
they believe
true.
it.
So true.
And I see they've got a beautiful personality. I see they've got a beautiful face. They've got beautiful color. They've got beautiful communication skills. They have got everything you imagine, but they don't have a confidence in them. Just because of the reason that somebody said something to them, and what they said, those words. Choose your words.
Absolutely. Choose your words wisely. Dr. Khalid Mahmood, thank you so much for being with us here today. The subject is so interesting and so intense that, of course, this time wasn't enough, but, you have really been able to get so many things across that a person is not mindful of. And, a very brief last message for the viewers.
Yeah, I just want to tell you there is a link behind everything, okay? In one line, I'll tell you, there is a word leadership. Now you would ask that what is the mind science and connection with the leadership? I tell you, each one of us is a leader. And leader has got a specific mindset. You got to have a mindset of a leader. And because if you are a leader, you are the one who is actually going to repair your relationship first. You are the one who is going to handle your emotional issues. You are the one who is going to handle your physical issues. You are the one back there going into the loop and making everything right. As a husband, as a wife, as whatever capacity you are, you have to think that you are a leader, and leader has got a specific mindset of a leader and how to use your mind, how to use your skills, and how to understand that thing I say, the science of achievement and art of fulfillment.
Right. Fantastic.
And when you will put all your focus, and we say that where focus goes, energy flows. When you will put all your focus on this aspect of your body, brain and mind, I tell you, everything going to come in place.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much, Dr. Khalid Mahmood.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, and with that we come to the end of today's program. Fantastic information, as I told you that we would have today, mind food. I think that is really, really important. And be aware of what you're actually putting into your mind, and the children around you, and the loved ones that you're spending your life with. So until next week, stay happy, stay healthy. Bye-bye.